Hello everyone, this is AB Creative. I hope you're all good. Today we are using a glue gun to create the tree of life. We are mixing in some exciting pouring techniques and you actually won't believe how easy this was in the end. Let's get right into it. I'm going to sketch my tree first, just to position it in the right place. I want to know how big the upper part is going to be and how huge I want the roots to be here. You can sketch it freehand, or you can use your own photograph just to trace the tree, or even find it online. There's so many. Just make sure you're picking the one that's royalty free. So I am kind of not even sure how big I want the tree trunk. Of course, once I use the glue gun, I can change it slightly. At the moment, I'm trying to position it in the right place. This is like really super rough. We definitely don't want it to touch the very edge of the canvas. So let's quickly sketch the roots. Okay, so while we are sketching, you can put some music on and have a cup of tea, and I will continue. Come back to you once the sketch is done. Well, perhaps I made too many branches and the roots are slightly too complicated. We'll see if it's doable. If not, I'm just going to simplify. So let's just start with the branches. I'm going to make it more comfortable for myself at an angle. I was thinking of making something more like Klimt's, Gustav Klimt's tree, with the curly endings. But in the end I gave up. I thought probably best not. Okay, if you make a mistake, it's easy with a glue gun. You just wait. Once it's cool, you can peel it off. You always want your branch to be thinner at the end. If you want to flatten a section, you have to wait a bit. Before it sets completely, you can actually press it down and that should work well. Like now here, if I want to change this, I can even use my pencil and stretch it. So I'm starting with more glue. And again, I can sort of spread this section. At this moment, I'm not even checking really with the pencil lines. The crown is done. Now I'm moving on to the tree trunk. Actually, it was very relaxing. I really enjoy working with glue gun, even though I don't work so often. This part is going to be much thicker. Just trying to cover the whole area with glue. Once it's still hot, I can even spread it a bit. Oh, you can see the steam. So I can spread some sections. Even going over, that's absolutely fine as well. Something like this. I thought at first that I'm going to cover the whole area here on the tree trunk, but I prefer it sort of partially with those cracks in here. I think it looks much more interesting, so let's leave it and then I'll focus on the roots now. It looks like a lot, but it was actually pretty quick. It did not take me longer than half an hour. It was shorter, so also depends on your glue gun. So we need some roots. And again, I am roughly following my sketch, not very precise. Let's check if we need any addition somewhere. Maybe one here, one or two. Oh, that was not the best one. So I'm going to wait for it to get dry and then I'll peel it off. I don't like it. Oh, but generally, I don't think it's bad. Oh, I think I need one more here. Let's just do something thicker here. Okay. I'm just peeling it off. It's all dry now. Comes off super easy. Okay. And I'm ready to make a couple more. Okay, that's it. Just inspecting all the sections. I think I'm pretty happy with it. I'm not sure if you know, but I really love trees. I love trees so much that in my lounge only I've got 4 big pieces made out of trees or tree branches. Actually, one real tree, but no tree was harmed in the process. I found a fallen tree and I adapted it. Now, the plan is as follows. I want my tree to be mainly black underneath and gold. I've been deliberating for quite some time which colors do I want in my background. Because if we're going to have our tree in gold, it has to be seen well. So the colors cannot be too light, they have to be pretty intensive. I did think of multicolored background and see how that goes. Well, first of all, the colors we are going to be using today. We've got Scarlet, Alizarin Crimson paint by Liquitex, Phthalo Blue, Ultramarine Blue, Rose, Gold, Deep Purple by Daler-Rowney. So what's in my paint? 1/3 paint to 2/3 of Floetrol. I mix it really well and then I added some water till I get this consistency. I hope you're going to see that well. I call it the runny honey. And there's a small build-up, really small one. I was also thinking, how do I pour? Do I just take my paint and drip over in various sections, various colors? That's possible. Or I've made my own little tool. I was thinking, what will be the best way to cover something that's 3D instead of pouring over the top? So look what I've made. That's from butter, and I made myself a little shovel, little spade, because I wanted a small one. I wanted something I can drag over. So let's see if that works. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to layer my colors in here, and hopefully I'll be able to sort of drag them over the branches. So I'm going to have some fun and we'll check if it works. I'm not sure how to layer them. I'll start with the pink. This is the darkest color. This one, the purple and the phthalo blue, will be the darkest. Well, let's start with the smaller section first and see how that goes. Very easy to cover. The only thing is I'm not sure if I want the outcome like this. Don't know. Maybe I should have mixed it a bit more, shouldn't I? In my little spade. So let's put some more paints. Now, because I'm using a spade, I actually don't have that much paint here. But it's a perfect way to spread the colors. Definitely a fun method. Okay, I think we need some more on this side. This section now. It's a very good method for the branches, because it allows you to sort of drag the paint right direction. Wow, look at this. But I might actually spread the colors a bit more afterwards. How about adding some blues now here lower? I'm taking my veteran straw and I'm going to try and blow on some of the colors to mix them a bit. I'm not sure I want them so separated, so I just want these colors to be more blended. I think I'm pretty happy with the colors here, so let's just do the bottom part, and I'm going to use some blues colors for here. So we need some purple, and now we have those 2 blues. What about the middle? The middle will be mixed. I can use my finger. Oh, I'm having fun. This was fun. Okay, now this section. As long as it's wet, I can change everything. I can blow on the sections I don't like. Yeah, but at the moment, I think it looks all right. The roots are going to be predominantly blue. I love the way this my little spade works. It's a bit of red, that's all right. And I am going to blow over it so some of the colors will be slightly different. Look how easy that goes. Actually, those little red bits do look like roots, don't they? Just a bit too stripy, but we'll fix it. Okay. Oops. Sorry, I think I'm all dirty. Now it's time to let it dry. It's completely dry now. It's much darker, but I did say at the beginning that I did want it darker, because if I'm going to apply now gold, I really want this tree to pop. If you want it much lighter, the easiest solution would be to paint it on white canvas. Colors will be more vibrant, but well, I just try it this way and see how that goes. So this is my gold, and I'm going to use my finger, and I'm just going to rub the gold onto each individual branch and the roots as well. Why am I using my finger? Because this way I am hoping not to touch the painting, but just the 3D branches. Can always wipe it off if it doesn't go well. Not going to use too much, just I'll probably go over it again once it's dry, just to have a bit more. Now I think that the gold will look excellent against the deep red and the purple especially. This is my very first glue gun tree with branches and roots, but I did make something similar long time ago. I was very young and I used to make some artworks out of leather, so I made a tree once. Doesn't that look good? And there are so many possibilities with this glue gun technique and pouring. If you have any suggestions, I'll be very happy if you could write in the comment what would you like me to make next. And thank you so much for all the suggestions so far. They're very useful. I make the whole list of what to do next and I just write them down. I don't often mention it, but every Friday I share art pieces my followers make that are inspired by my tutorials. Be sure to send me a picture of your pieces on Instagram so that I can share it with everyone. There are so many amazing artworks made by you guys. It's wonderful seeing that I can inspire so many people. It's really rewarding. So yeah, if you haven't thought of it, just please check my Instagram page. So I've done the upper part and now some roots. I think they will look awesome on this dark blue. It's very therapeutic, just rubbing in some paint gently. Well, I recommend a cup of tea, having my trusted mug here. You can always rub off if you think it's too much. Maybe I don't want that much gold, so just wiping it off. If you don't like touching paint, you can always use a brush or a sponge. So I'll share my thinking process with you a bit. So this is the stage. Well, we could leave it now. I do like the colors at the background, but there's something that I'm kind of not satisfied completely. And I've been thinking what to do and how to change it, because I do not leave an artwork if I'm not completely happy with it. I've decided in the end, as I said, I was considering various options, and I've decided that I'm going to add some leaves. And then I had a thought, what if I use some of my old skins that I made for my Bollywood lady? If you haven't seen that video, be sure to check it out because it was so much fun and a collaboration with some extremely talented artists. And as you can see, the colors are pretty similar. We've got the blues, we've got the nice pink and gold, of course. So I'm going to cut some small leaves and I am just going to do a little mock-up. and put the leaves onto the branches and see if I like it. So that's what I'm going to do. I am just going to cut some small leaves. Let me put this away. Very, very simple. Something like that. Maybe a bit more curly at the bottom. Yeah. They will be multicolored, of course. So, a few minutes of peaceful cutting. You can put some music on. Yeah, some of them might be slightly different. That's okay. This one looks fatter. That's not an issue. As you can see, I was busy cutting, so I've got quite a lot. And now let's just position them on the tree somehow. You can pick sections, you know, if this one is darker, that can go on a lighter background. Just make it interesting. Lots of them have got plenty of gold. I don't know if I'm going to use all of them. I'm just going to put some on and see how I like it. What do you think? I think it's going to look interesting. They're like little eyes. Well, one of my inspiration was the ELPHNT's, you know, the golden tree of life, but it was very curly, all the branches. I didn't want to make them curly, but now it kind of resembles it slightly. Okay, I think I definitely made too many, but I think they're looking good. Some of them are slightly too big. Can trim them. Definitely not going to use all of them. Now, time to glue them down. I can use PVA glue or any other glue. Just make sure it adheres really well. Or I can use the same acrylic paint because the skins are pure acrylic paint. The background is all acrylic, so they'll be stuck really well if I just use some paint. Might lift them up with these. Well, you may think that will take lots of time. No, it actually doesn't. I'm listening to some podcast or put some music on. But this is optional. Of course, you don't have to do it. This is just my project today, and I'm enjoying myself. I wonder what your thoughts are. Whether you preferred it before or you don't mind those little funky leaves or eyes. All stuck and ready for some varnish. I used up all my min wax, the one I used for my triptych. If you haven't watched it, I strongly recommend. So I'm going to use something else today, a product I haven't used before. It's called Dura Clear Gloss Varnish by Deco Art. Hopefully it's going to give me some nice gloss. As I mentioned before, the background is pretty dark. I did want it dark. However, there's always a, you know, you can, if yours look too dark, you can always add some highlights. I just touched it in a few places if you want it lighter. Okay, so time for this. It says shake it well. Shaking, shaking. Okay, so we're going to add one coat with a brush. Maybe I can even drizzle some varnish in between. As it is 3D, I want it to get into all the crevices. It doesn't say how quickly it dries, but I'm assuming it'll be similar to the previous one. So that means you have to do a really, really quick job and then leave it and wait till it's dry. And if you need to, apply the second coat. Okay, so here we go. Just going to drizzle it. Oh, I think I need to open it first. Ah, it's quite thick. It actually looks a bit like the min wax I used before. Oh, that's nice. It actually allows you to spread it nicely. As you've noticed, I'm spreading it the same way the branches grow. The last section, the roots. And I will leave it to dry. And now let's take a look at the finished piece. Well, there we are. I always have so much fun whenever I use the glue gun, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video as much as I did making it. There's so much potential with this technique, and I would love to hear in the comments any ideas you may have for me to do next. Well, if you liked the video, I would really appreciate a like or a comment below the video. It really helps the algorithm. I'll see you all next Saturday when my new video premieres, where I can chat with you all. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye bye.